From the Matsunaga family home, downtown Sasebo is 15 minutes by train. During World War II, the U.S. military had considerable interest in Sasebo, as you can tell from these reconnaissance photographs. The Imperial Japanese Navy's third largest Navy base was here, at Sasebo. In September of 1945, the United States Navy sailed into Sasebo Harbor and unloaded soldiers and Marines, including my friend Bill Montgomery with the 5th Marine Division. This is a photo of the 26th Regiment of the 5th Marine Division, which Bill served in, walking down Sasebo's main street. And this is from an NHK television program showing U.S. servicemen occupying Sasebo. Today, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, Japan's modern Navy, uses these facilities and shares the harbor with the United States Navy. U.S. Navy Fleet Activities, Sasebo, Japan. Two former enemies, now friends and strong allies. It was during the occupation when Japan's first hamburger restaurant was established outside the gates of the American Navy base here at Sasebo. That gave birth to the Sasebo burger. These days, there are several Sasebo burger restaurants spread throughout the city, and people travel from all over Japan just to sample the different Sasebo burgers. Let's cross the same street that Bill Montgomery and the 5th Marine Division walked down after they disembarked at Sasebo Harbor on September 22, 1945, for occupation duty. Just up the street is the Miura Catholic Church. Its thick foundation served as an air raid shelter during the war, and it was painted black to make it less visible to American aircraft. More World War II air raid shelters are located further up the street. That was a candidate for political office. And that's the other political candidate. These may not look much like World War II air raid shelters, but they are. This is the Tono Market, or the Tunnel Yokocho Shopping Street. And this is where you'd go during an air raid in downtown Sasebo. Pretty solid. During the Pacific War, community leaders and neighborhood associations encouraged people to build air raid shelters. Behind these facades are air raid shelters dug out of rock. People would run into the shelters whenever air raid sirens sounded. After the war, some people who lost their homes to American bombs moved into these shelters. Many stayed, and eventually the shelters were converted into shops, bars, and restaurants. It's Sunday morning, and as you can see, these shops and bars aren't open yet. However, we're in luck. Base Street Burger, a Sasebo burger shop converted from this particular air raid shelter, is open for business.
はい、2000円からよろしゅうございますか。はい。どうぞ。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ハンバーガー少しプッシュ
わかりました。
はい、どうぞ。
美味しそうです。
はい。
いただきます。
The Sasebo Burger.
はい。
全部で折り紙付きで
80ですね。はい。
美味しいですね。
ありがとうございます。
On the night of June 28, 29, 1945, 145 B-29 superfortresses of the 73rd Bomb Wing of 21st Bomber Command left their bases in the Marianas and carried out a strike against Sasebo. A mix of napalm-filled E-46 cluster bombs and M-17 incendiary bombs were dropped on the central city area, and 500-pound M76 incendiary bombs were dropped on the docks and warehouses. 100 tons of bombs over the course of 1 hour destroyed 60% of the city. 60,000 people were made homeless, and 1,231 people were killed. My mother-in-law, Sayoko Matsunaga, who survived strafing by an American fighter pilot while running for an air raid shelter, and who loved me like a real son, has said that when the people were crammed inside the air raid shelters or caves, no one made a sound, not even a whisper, for fear that the American airmen could hear them.